and minimize feedback and static noise. So again, please make sure microphones are muted, cameras are turned off. If you have questions at all during the presentation, you need to type those in the chat box. I will interrupt Robin with questions for you. So again, please type your questions into the chat box if you have any. And again, final reminder for those who are just now jumping on, your attendance information needs to be in the chat box. Full name, full school name, and location needs to be in that chat box. So again, I present Robin, the Regional Sales Director and Head of Education with TS Pro, as well as Bobby, an instructor and Director of Admissions at the Devon S School in Lincoln, Nebraska. Ladies, I turn it over to you.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar. And Bobby is going to be we're hosting a class live to you from Lincoln, Nebraska. Is the room full of Devon S Pro Academy students as well. So welcome students and welcome to the webinar. My name is Robin Wagner. I'm the Regional Sales Director with TS Pro and Cote Hair. I sell all these tools and know a little bit about them. Wink, wink. The TS Pro has been giving quality kits out to the cosmetology students for many years now. We've been around. We give you the best tools and the capability that we have to give you. They are ergonomically crafted with the highest integrity to give you, again, the best that we can give you. So today's haircut is going to be by my co-worker here, Bobby. And Bobby is going to be doing a rounded, long layered cut for you guys. And in the interim, she's going to be talking about the cut, and I am going to be talking about the tools that she is using. So if anybody has any questions, please type it in the chat box, and Marie will ship it back my way, and we'll go from there. Yeah, I don't promise to know everything in the world, so if I don't know something, I'll get back to you and get back to Marie, and she'll get it out to everybody. So without further ado, Miss Bobby, take it away.
Okay, I'm going to be doing a long layered haircut. So I'm going to start with my solid first, taking, oh, this mannequin's kind of wonky, about 7 inches off the length. Do you guys have any questions when I start? Okay. She'll get credit.
Where are you starting?
Oh, I started in the back. I'm bringing my solid around.
So as Bobby is cutting the base of the haircut there, she is using all of our TS Pro razors. And I would just a little bit about the TS Pro razors, or excuse me, shears. It's something unique about our shear set. We did have, and you guys will know this name, we did have a Sharp Fin rep. Sharp Fins, you guys know who Sharp Fin is? Heard of Sharp Fins shears? A very high quality shears. He was actually in our facility in Las Vegas, and he commented on was looking at our shear set, and he commented on what a great shear set that we have and that we have to offer to students. It is of a high-end Japanese steel. It is hand finished. That's a pretty cool thing. You don't find that a lot of places anymore. It's hand finished, and it is hand beveled. So that's important in that. What I have here is we have 2 different shear sets to offer you. We have the X Series set. It's hard to say. And this is what it looks like. Bobby is using the 5.5 shear. It's this one right here. And then we do have a longer shear in it, which is a 6 inch shear set. And then it also comes with the thinning shear as well. So that is our X series. It's a very high quality, again, Japanese steel on the higher side end of it, hand finished and hand bevel.
Now that I have my length established, I am going to bring down some of my section to
I have
bring
a
my,
question. I'm sorry to interrupt, but we cannot see the back of the mannequin or anything she's doing. We only see the front, so we can't actually see the demonstration.
Sure.
And it's a little low. The camera's not pointed. Thank you so much for adjusting that.
It up a little bit. Let's see. Is that better for you?
Yes, thank you very much.
Uh-huh. So as you're cutting that, I'm going to talk about the other shear set. As Bobby is cutting that section, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the other shear set. And it is our, it's just our classic shear set. It includes a 5/5 shear, and it also includes a 6-inch texturizing shear, and it comes in this nice little handy dandy case for everybody to keep their shears in and keep them nice and fresh for that cut.
now that I have my guide established, thank you. I'm going to section it back out so that I have more control of where I'm working. And I'm going to bring everything 90 degrees to the guide.
Are you taking horizontal partings across that section?
Yes, I am. I'm taking horizontal partings across the section. As I'm bringing everything up to this point, I am making sure that the tension is kept tight so that everything is uniform.
Bobby is also using our cutting comb, and in this case that we have that is available, it's a very nice case here. It's the comb case. I believe it comes with most of your kits as well. These are plastic combs on this side. These are the carbon combs on this side, and the comb that she is actually using is our standard cutting comb, and it is carbon. We also have, and we'll probably show this just a little bit later, this is my very favorite comb ever. It's a teasing comb. It's unique in the aspect that it has little, I don't know if we can see this, I'll show this up here like this. It has those little teeth on the inside. I sell a ton of these combs, so they're awesome as well. In this kit as well, we have a barber comb, and then we have a highlighting comb. Right here, these are all carbon. And then we have a long rat tail comb for help with your sectionings, if you will. And that comes in this little handy dandy case that you can put your card in and keep everything neat and organized and together.
Now that I'm done with that side, I will section that up back off for control.
And while Bobby's doing that, she's also using the TS Pro alligator clips. And I think you've got the straight clips in there as well. These are carbon clips. They do hold amazingly well. One thing about the, I'm just gonna set this here. One thing about the Pro Clip, which I believe is available to you, does have a rubber piece inside that actually will not slip, even on my hair. It will not slip. And I'm pulling pretty hard. So these stay in place. They're amazing. Love these Pro Clips. They sanitize wonderfully and are great holds.
Okay. After I put those layers in, I do have excess length here from where I cut my guide and with our longer layers, so that I will clean that up with our solid. And then we'll move to a side.
I just want to reiterate for anybody who logged in after you started. So in the back, after establishing your length, you subdivided the head into 4 quadrants, forehead to nape, ear to ear. You took horizontal partings, bringing it up to a 90-degree guide, and everything converged to that guideline, correct?
Correct.
So now we are moving on to the sides. I think I got everybody caught up.
Okay. I'm going to use a length guide from the back, going 90 degrees from the curve of the head, making my guide for the front.
Anybody have any questions so far? Any questions on the tools that we talked about so far?
Nothing that has shown up in the chat box. So I just want to make sure when you're doing that center, you took a guide from the crown all the way to the front hairline. Each sections were 90 degrees.
Correct.
Okay.
Hi, this is I just wanted to say that it is helpful when there's some explanation as you're cutting, just because some of us who are new to cutting need to kind of understand as you're moving around the mannequin, like why it's important to stand in certain positions, or how to hold the hair and the scissors and the angle, just so we understand what's happening.
All right, I'm sitting in front of my section. I'm gonna need to lower her. I'm short. And I was having her high so that you guys could see better. But I'm standing in front of my section, keeping the tension tight, bringing everything up 90 degrees, or bringing it up to that 90-degree point at the top of the head.
Thank you.
I work in sections because the section is past my second knuckle, so I can't hold it all together. Otherwise I converge and it's not 90 degrees straight out from where it grows. So I work from the back to the front, bringing everything up.
And I had a question in the classroom. Are the combs heat resistant? And I will tell you that yes, any carbon comb is heat resistant, except when you move to the plastic comb, it is not heat resistant. I have been known to melt a few of those. So good question, because the carbon combs are great, sturdy carbon comb, and they are heat resistant.
Bobby, are you okay if I narrate some of your haircut?
Yes.
Okay.
I was going to say something. Go ahead.
Sorry again, sorry. Okay, so for those of you who just jumped on, so what we've done so far is in the back of the head was divided, is divided into 4 quadrants. The 2 back quadrants were taking horizontal partings, bringing it up to a guideline that was cut at a 90 degrees, and it was conversion layering, meaning all subsequent sections are being brought to that one stationary design line. On the sides, from that initial guide to the front hairline, we created a 90-degree stationary design line or guideline, and all subsequent parting, which I'm saying you did horizontal partings.
Yes,
So horizontal partings on the sides, all being brought up to your stationary 90-degree curve of the top of the head. So it's a stationary guideline, meaning everything is brought to one point and sculpted there. So when you're looking for your guide, when you pull back the hair, especially, I mean, the mannequin is blonde, so it's a little easier to see. On darker hair, sometimes it's not as easy. You should see a nice clean line. If your line is really jagged, then you're not quite at that initial 90 degrees when you made that first cut. And then all subsequent partings are going to be brought up to that 90 degrees from the curve of the top of the head. And that's going to give you maximum length. If you were to do a true 90 degrees from the curve of the head, you're going to get a lot shorter layers throughout. Okay, sorry.
you're fine,
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
great, that's great.
Okay, so once again, I do have excess length on this side because of the way the layers are longer and the length I took off. So I will even that up at the bottom. Standing directly in front of the area that I am cutting. Yes,
Why wouldn't you cut off the excess length when you first lower the
if
section?
I would have had that, because I don't know for sure how much length to here to there is
Mhm.
gonna work. So I'd rather take it off at the end. That way, if you take it off before and you come up here, it can
Oh, yeah, okay,
create holes.
makes sense.
And I mean, I could have went and did the whole solid at first,
Mhm.
but then that's just making more steps because then you're doing two haircuts in
True.
one. Lower her again. And I'm using the back as a guide. Making sure my partings are clean. I can also take a guide from the other side. And use that as my.
We're just gonna move this in here. This is our nice little girl as she is done. Bobby has her all styled out. So this is the look that we're going for with this haircut, with the long layers, long rounded layers. Bobby, as you can see, well, you can't see it right this second because it's covered by the cape, but is using the TS Pro tripod. So I believe that a lot of people get them super easy to raise up and down. It does have a tilt here that you can move the head back and forward. And it does one thing that a lot of people don't know. It does have a little toolkit in the tripod as to adjust, make the adjustments with the tripod. I don't have the key with me right this second in front of me, but it does come with a little handy toolkit that you can actually fix the tripods. A lot of people, what they will do is over tighten and then they strip them out. So that little handy key will help you fix all those good things, right, Bobby?
Yes.
Bobby
I
is the
just
master fixer of the tripods here at the school. So this is the look that we're going for, and she's just about there. And I think it's always important when you're doing a haircut too, like Bobby just said, is I've got to go back and check myself. So if they're, you know, when you're doing a haircut and you get up and you walk out, let them walk out that door without fixing that haircut or checking that haircut, it is definitely going to be noticed. And we all like that repetitive, you know, person back in our chair every 6 weeks. So check those haircuts. Good point.
It is always best to keep put your sections back into sections so that you do not get lost like I just did. With the front, you still have to make sure that you follow the curve of the head, because otherwise it's going to be longer if you keep it directed.
And you can also see, this is the nylon TS Pro cutting cape. That is on our mannequin here. I don't know what's our mannequin's name. Does she have a name?
Taylor.
Her name's Taylor. Her name is Taylor. I hate to call her not by her name. With the nylon cutting cape. Bobby has the TS Pro, the apron on, I believe is available as well. We do have a nylon smock for all of the stylists out there. They're looking at me like they don't have this. The classroom is looking at me like, hey, some of those don't have these. This is available. Okay, so the smock in a 3/4 sleeve. Okay.
Now that's done, I'm gonna go back and check my guides in the front, make sure its length is correct. Sorry. Lock it. Standing directly in front of the area that I'm cutting or checking. And this mannequin's losing hair. After most haircuts that I do, I go through with texturizing shears at the ends to release some of the weights, depending on how thick or thin their hair is. Hers is pretty fine, not very thin, but I will go ahead and do it to show you. Did you talk about this one?
Yeah, yes, I did on the thinning shear. Yeah, it's a 6-inch Japanese steel thinning shear. It has a great feel to it, a great weight. All of the shear sets that we do have adjustable thumb guards, actually adjustable. When I say that, I mean the slip rings that go into it. Just a little bit ago, nobody saw that, but I'm gonna tell on Bobby.
Call me out.
She had one stuck on her finger and she's like, I can't cut with this on there, but it was stuck on there pretty good. So she did very well getting it off of there. So good job.
So I'm gonna take vertical partings and just hit the ends about 1 inch down once. I do not do, thank you, I do not do right in the hairline. Therefore, the reason I don't do in the hairline is because when you pull it back, those hairs could come out. And I don't do it really right on top, kind of go through, and I miss that top area. And
just one time, just one.
on her, yes, because
Yes.
she's fine.
Fine fit.
Like on my hair, which is thicker, I would do it a couple times.
What angle and how are you sectioning those partings back there?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
I am just taking vertical partings and just bringing it 90 degrees straight from the head. About 1 inch parting. Yeah, about 1 inch wide. And I'm not closing all the way, just a little bit.
Are you mostly taking from the top of the head and not so much from the bottom? Or are you going to go through?
I was going to go through, and usually at the bottom and the front, I don't take as much off through the bottom because you know how we all get really fine down there anyway. So we
Right.
don't want to make it look thinner. But in the back area where she's thicker, I did the top area so I can section this off. Let me grab it. And then I would take the same vertical parting 90 degrees from the head, about an inch in.
Just to take some of that bulk
Mhm.
out of that bottom layer where it's thicker, the hair, so, or more hair. I shouldn't say thicker, where there's more hair.
Are you still only closing halfway?
I'm still only closing halfway. I don't ever close all the way because I can always go through and take out more.
We can't put it back. And you say you do this with about every haircut?
Just about every haircut that I do. Any other questions? Do you guys have any?
So basically, that is it for the haircut. Now we're gonna style out and talk about some of the tools that we're styling it out with. Anybody have any questions moving forward before we do that?
Texturizing shears or the thinning shears that you use, that was from the X series or the dual?
That was from the X series. We also do have them in the dual. I get those out and show them to you. They
Are
are,
the same ones?
I'm sorry.
Are they the same ones in both?
Yeah, I believe, I'm not 100% on that, but they're very, very similar, if not.
I have both, and I can't remember for the life of me if they are the same, but I love them. They are wonderful shears.
Here, we'll just, they're a little bit different.
Oh,
They're
the
just-
X series has the double rest. The pink.
The X series has a double rest, but same high quality Japanese steel on both of them. There's not much difference whatsoever. One thing I will say about the thinning shears and the shear sets, let me grab the other one. I don't have.
They're fantastic because I seriously do love your shears. They are great.
That is great. They are fantastic. I was just gonna touch base if I can get my finger to work and show you guys the key. One thing that happens out of there.
Oh, I have mine.
You got one, your key? So every shear set and that we have, both of them come with a handy little dandy little key. And one thing that is so important, I can't stress this enough to everybody. One thing that fails in shears is that people think they need to notch them and keep notching them tight. It is a one turn, one half click, just one click. I shouldn't say turn, one click. If you do more than one click at a time, you're stripping that little innard of that little key. The key will strip that little, so like a little O-ring type part. I don't think it's called an O-ring, but it's a piece in there that helps keep everything together and keep the shears in maintaining their tightness, if you will. So you just want to do one click. Can't stress that enough, one click. Otherwise, you'll strip that out and then you got to take the shears apart, and it's just not fun. So one click on those, okay? So yeah, these are amazing. Again, the high-end Japanese steel in both of our shear sets. The X series, you just get an extra shear, which I like that one. It's the black one that Bobby was using. It's a 5.5. However, I do get used to that longer length sometimes on long haircuts, so I like to use it on that one as well, or I like to use the longer one as well. But very similar to this is a 6-inch thinning shear. Okay.
What product was used in the hair?
I was just getting ready to say that. We used, I'm using Koda hair products and it's a hybrid styling foam. So I'll use that before I blow dry. And I'm gonna section back out for control.
So our foam, as we're talking about that, because I know these products a lot, so I can talk about those. Though somebody brought that up. The hybrid styling foam is a very flexible hold, adds volume. We're very small line, so we like to interact the products as we can. The foam, I'd like to tell, when I'm teaching a class, I'd like to tell the people that the foam sets away from the hair and gives us a volume. One thing about the foam is it goes a long way. So unlike a lot of foams, you don't want a great big old high piled heap in your hand. One pump and then go from there and see if you need more. But one thing that we do like to say is to emulsify. So emulsify that pump in your hand and go from there. So you want me to move her over a little bit or? And a brush. So I'm going to talk just a little bit loud here, if you will. They're not coming on. Bobby is going to be using the TS Pro Blue Black blow dryer. It is very quiet, as you can tell. I don't have to yell too loud. It does have the 2 speeds, and it does have 3 settings. It does have a cold shot button as well, that you can hold it on. So this, watch me not be able to get it off. I got it on here, now I won't be able to get it off. But this just, the condenser, it does come off. This is just a brand new one, so it's a little tight right now, so it does come off. It's an 1875 wattage DC motor. So a DC motor is a cross between a AC DC. How about that? Funny. See where I'm at with that? So as you can tell, it's real quiet. It's very, very, very lightweight. It does have, I believe it's an 8-foot cord, an 8-foot cord, and you can hold it here all day long and it's not going to get hot on you. So if Bobby were to be round brushing, she could hold it right here all day long. It's very important that it does have 2 filters that you need to clean on I say daily basis, but we all know how us hairdressers are. We don't usually do that sometimes. So super easy to take off. What I like about this blow dryer as well, it is you will be able to hear a click when you click it on. And so a lot of blow dryers that you buy, you lose this back piece, which it makes a kind of a pain. You get hair twisted in there and everything else around. So this is an amazing part and a feature of this blow dryer. So, and Bobby is also using the TS Pro bench brush. And what I love about this bench brush is the ergonomic of it. So it goes cradle straight to the head. And when I say that, if you see, you can get down to the scalp. This brush, I have a lot of, different people use it for the blow drying, different people use it to comb out, and it gets down to the scalp. So it's an amazing brush to do so. Soft grip handle as well on those. So this is the vent brush that she is using.
Yep.
And we'll use a couple of different brushes on here. So one thing I want to talk about on this one is it is a hard plastic. It is ionic. Kind of in your way there. I'm trying to get out of the way here a little bit. But if these bristles, if you feel these bristles, if you were live with us and you felt these bristles, you go, oh my gosh, the bristles are so stiff, it's gonna pull through my hair, right? We have the technology that as the bristles get heated up because of the ionic state, they will soften as they heat. And one other thing that's really, really cool. Can I get you to plug it that way? One thing that's really, really cool about this ionic brush is you see these blue, the blue stripe in the middle here. Hot enough. We're gonna heat it up. It's okay. I don't need it. So we're gonna pop it on high so we can hear it. But as this heats up, these bristles get really super soft, okay? And as they heat up, the line goes away. The blue disappears, okay? We got magic going on here, right? So 2 things with that. 2 things with that I always, it's a selling point for me, and it's great to keep the brushes at, you know, in a good position. How many times you get a round brush and the bristles just, they go out like this and they stay like that. When this cools off, you're gonna see another little bit of magic happen here. As this cools off, the line is coming back. So those bristles, they harden, okay? So it keeps the integrity of the brush. Number 2 on that is when you're round brushing, if you want to that style and you want to leave that round brush in there and cool off instead of using your cool shot on your blow dryer, you'll know when that is actually cooled down enough because the stripe is back. So an added wonderful feature of that, you know, and then you can drop that to wherever you want it. So your curl pattern is going to stay as you're using this brush. Your curl pattern is going to stay in there. Okay. Any questions on that? Let me know. There are 4 sizes in that. We have an extra small, medium, small, medium, large, extra large. So I have them all right here. And Bobby's has the extra large one, so we'll trade it in. Get my hands to work. And they all have that stripe in there. So it's just a little added feature that we have that it makes it a little easier to tell when that brush is cooling down. And then the next brush that she's using is the paddle brush. It is what we call a number 7 to 9 paddle brush. It is the plastic, or excuse me, the hard plastic, but it has the soft grip in it, and the nubs on the top with the paddle insert. There is a little hole in here. Somebody asked me one time, "Oh, why is there a hole there? Am I losing bristles?" And I said, "That's your that's a way for when you're sanitizing for the water to get out of there." So paddle brush, these are amazing. These are amazing for short or long hair as well, to get those deep sections and get it all the way to the scalp. Love, love, love a paddle brush for a blowout. They're amazing. Also, we have the sculpting brush. This is a brush that's actually one of my favorites. It is the soft touch. It's the smaller version. It's just like a 1, what is it, 1.5 inch section of the paddle brush. They're exactly alike, except it's smaller. It's easy to handle. My hair is super thin, so you know, this one works really well for me. And then we have this styling brush. Styling brush is super great for comb outs and using on mannequin heads. I have a lot of people love this one for the simple fact that it's softer to the head. It makes, you know, it goes through the hair really nice, and the bristles are not like overly hard. We were the original H2o brush. This is the H2o brush. Sorry, mine is, I must have said it in something. But this is the original we can't call it a wet brush for legal purposes, but we call ours the H2o brush. It is very, very, very similar to the ones that you might see in the stores. If you see this brush a lot of people have used this brush and put their name on it too. So it's got a great handle. It's the soft touch again. There's our brushes for you. Any questions on those? So Bobby's just gonna put that up there on this one, and she's gonna let that one cool down. She's gonna show you how to get some volume out of that by using that pin. And how you do that.
Look right in the rest. In the back.
Mannequin's hair sometimes can dry really fast, and then sometimes they can grow really, really slow. So we'll get this dried out for you. And then we're going to show you a smoothing iron and a Marcel. So as
It
you
wasn't
can,
mannequin hair, it looked a lot better.
but as you can see, the volume that she got by doing that and letting that set into the hair. And one thing that I find when doing that as well, and I don't know, tell me if I'm wrong, but once you do that, it seems to hold that set in there a lot longer than if you were just to round brush it. In my opinion, that's what I have found. Yeah. So we're just gonna, for time purposes, we're gonna go ahead and dry this hair out for you. So bear with us, it might get a little out here. But then we can go on to the next. If you were in a salon or in the setting with somebody in your chair, with a guest in your chair, maybe we wouldn't take that time, maybe we go a little bit slower, have a little bit, but for time constraints, we're gonna go ahead and get it dried so we can move on and show you the other couple of things and answer any questions if you have them.
Meter, do you want me to move the sides?
We're going to leave this side as it is, but we're going to go ahead and show you the tools that she used to create the look over here of your finished one. If you want to move her over just a little bit, so you can see. Side, because I think that's a great look.
And I'm just gonna section off this back to get out of the way so you can kind of see better.
Yeah, did you use any other product in the hair for that finished look? Or
I used a little bit of water hairspray and then quinoa oil to smooth. Hybrid styling foam is a thermal protectant. So, but I added just a little bit of hairspray, one to help give that hold for the curl. I'm gonna take about 1/2 inch partings.
Does TS Pro have a social media for Instagram showing their tools, or sometimes some companies have?
I don't think we do for the TS Pro on Instagram. That's a good question. I know we do have a website that you can go to on that. And I always have to go look to see what it is because there's a little, whoops, bear with me here. I'm not
Oh, Kayla says they.
There is an Instagram. Okay, there is. Yay. We learn something new every day. That it's pictures. Okay. And then our website is www.ts.tspro/ is that slash? Is that slash? Dash, excuse me. I'm bad at that. Tools.com. So you can look on our website as well. So, what Bobby is using now is the 3/4 Marcel. And something unique and different about our Marcels as opposed to a lot of them, it has 3 independent heating elements inside the barrel. Okay, so 3 independent ones. Most have a rounded coil. So it just coils up right here. 3 independent heating elements per barrel. And what does that do? You know, say, okay, whatever, one's a coil, one's three independent heating elements. It's for longevity. So if the first heating element burns out, and if the element in other ones, if they burn out, you have to throw away the tool. With the TS Pro one, that first heating element, it will burn. If it burns out, you still have the other 2 at a slightly diminished capacity. And when I say that slightly diminished capacity means then instead of being at 355, it might go to 350. You know, so just a slightly diminished capacity. When the second one burns out, there again, diminished even, you know, more so you might have a 345 or a 340 iron. It does have a locking barrel, so you can just lock that down, and then this piece also locks, or it will rotate. Okay, and I'll let.
And then I took probably 1/2 inch wide partings also, sections.
And with a little bit of the flex spray, I believe she has in there to hold that curl.
I'm just giving it a loose wave. Get that beachy look.
Can you describe how you're throwing it?
What?
Can you describe how you're like manipulating the hair to throw it?
Just spiral curling it.
The spiral curling?
Mhm, just not going all the way to the ends, and then I bring it out. When you curl by the face, it's always away from the face. Or it should be, unless they like it closer.
And then
Yeah,
that one.
Yeah.
And then the next tool, which is so exciting to show you guys because it is brand new. We just received it in. We had a different version of this, which I can tell you, I have sold thousands of this smoothing iron. I used to work for another company where I sold tools as well. I sold them thousands and thousands of curling irons and flat irons and tools in my lifetime. This is by far the best flat iron that I have ever had on my hair or I have ever sold. I will tell you, there's not one like it. It is our unique design as well. It has if you can see, it has a slightly bend in the actual smoothing iron itself. There's an actual bend. It does have a tip on the end of it as well. 2 things with that. You can take it and you can get right up to the face and you can pull it right down. I don't know if you can see that. And you just pull it right down the face. So you can get those fine hairs in there without, as you can see, my makeup rubbed off there. So that's how close I was when I'm doing it. Yeah, do you still have to watch to where it doesn't get too hot on the face? Absolutely. As you can see, with that bend in there, it will curl like no other. And what I love about ours, see that bend? I mean, what a beautiful curl that is. And with that being said, you've got 2 tools in one. You've got the smoothing iron, or you can take it and have a curling iron as well to get those beachy waves in there. It does heat up to 355. When you turn it on, you hold the button in the middle on, You can go up and down. I will tell you that, you know, we have had this iron in the past. We've been out of it for so long. So it's such a joy. I get to show you this today. I was begging for him to get here. I was praying that they would get here before this class, and they did. I have found out with the upgraded technology, anytime a new iron comes out, they always upgrade the technology. My outside, it does have the same as what I've always been used to in the past. It has floating titanium plates. If you can hear that, it's a float. What that does, it allows you to get down to that, to get down to that scalp and actually move with the hair. One piece that I absolutely love about it, floating titanium, nano titanium plates. What I will tell you with the technology that they have upgraded to, it does have 2 heating elements per blade. So top blade, bottom blade. I have found with that heating, with those upgraded heating elements, I always do my, keep mine on at 355. I can probably actually turn my iron down with my hair. I don't need it. We don't need it at 450. This is an iron that you definitely don't need bumped up
I just turned this on at 355.
at 355, right?
And then I curled that hair and went ahead and straightened it. And I went over 2 passes and it's completely straight now.
So this is, yeah, like you said, I mean, that is like
I can't.
a 1 pass smoothing iron to come down, and you can just see where this curl will stay in there, but to take it out, you know, you can take it a 1 pass through there. So great point on that. It does have a swivel cord. It does have a swivel cord. Anytime you see this, a cord like this, means that we've probably made that tool, okay? TS Pro has made tools for many years now, and that if you see that we do have a patent on that. So if you see that. I believe this is a 9-foot cord. I don't think they changed it, but it is a 9-foot long length of cord. But amazing iron is my very favorite. I don't know who has anybody in your new school received theirs yet? Marie, April? Anybody got their hands on it?
I just got it last week, so well, we saw what my hair looked like prior to this when I had the camera on. I have wild curly hair, and the shine. When I flat ironed my hair with very minimal product, the shine is unbelievable. So
and that,
yes,
yes,
flat iron, and I hate that I have to ship it off to one of my other coworkers to try it out because I want to hoard it and keep it for myself.
well, we know where you can get some more of those.
It's a very nice flat iron. My daughter can't wait to get her hands on it. She wants to try it as well.
Excellent, excellent. So as we're going through and just using that, which do you like best, Bobby? Are you liking
I
that?
like that flat
The
iron.
flat
guys.
iron to use?
I'm only switching because I switch between the curling iron and the flat iron on that
style. Okay,
to
great,
get different dimensions.
excellent. That just about concludes everything. So we do have, if you want to talk about your end. Oh, whoops, I'm knocking her over. You want to talk about your end style, what you did there, you
So
said?
all I did was what I did on this one. So I sprayed it, let those curls cool. And then took want to talk about it?
Yeah.
This is a lifesaver, the best thing ever.
It's what we call a shower brush or
And
shower comb.
just simply comb those curls out. And I like to just use hairspray to kind of piece it out again where you want. That's how I go.
Okay. So thank you, Bobby.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. Thanks for allowing us to come into your beautiful facility and working with us on this. If there's any questions about any of the tools, about the haircuts, now's the time. Anybody?
I did not see any pop up in the chat box, but I did put in the chat box the website and your Instagram name. So that is in the chat box.
Okay,
If I'm interested in that.
excellent.
And then, yes, thank you so much, Bobby, for doing this for us. Robin, we greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And
Yeah,
that
no
hair looks beautiful. Love
Sounds
this.
great. Thank you for the opportunity to talk to your students and your guests, and trusting us, the TS Pro, and trusting us as a company to provide those school kits for you guys. So much appreciated, and it's great working with you guys, and look forward to the future.
Yes, your tools are definitely a step above the rest. They are beautiful. They look beautiful. They work. The flat iron, I'm just in awe with right now. It's absolutely stunning. Love it. And the shears, I love your shears. I have to say, I mean, I taught beauty school for 15 years, and the quality of the shears that are coming in your kits versus when I was teaching, top notch. Those are really nice shears for a beginner student. The X series I think is great. That's what I got my daughter. She uses the black ones for her mannequin, and when she transitions into humans, she'll use the longer ones. So great shears. Love she loves the razor. I know we didn't talk about the razor, but the razor in the X series is so nice. It is a nice feather razor.
Yes.
Ergonomics is really nice. So spot on with that.
Excellent. Sounds fantastic.
Before we sign off, because I know we have a couple of minutes on my end, students who logged in after we started, if you have not done so yet, please make sure that your attendance information is in that chat box. It's the only thing that saves when I log out. So it needs to be your full name, full school name, and school location, so that I can get that attendance over to the appropriate campuses if you are from a school that has multiple campuses. And then educators, please make sure that if you are with your students, that your school name and location and the word group is next to your school name. That way I know you guys are together, and that I still send over the certificates to your school. And then once this video uploads, we will then post it to our YouTube channel for anyone who has missed it. But otherwise, thank you all so much, and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
You did amazing. You made it on YouTube.
I'm on YouTube. That's not the first time.